Hello. Yesterday was one of those perfect fall days. The weather was good, the temperature was fair, and so I found myself out in the backyard continuing the work of shutting things down to prepare for winter. As I went about that, I took down the hammock that hung out there. And it's interesting how simple things can bring up such incredible memories. You see, that hammock was something that I purchased while I was working on sabbatical in the Amazon. And all of a sudden, all kinds of memories of the Amazon and hammocks came flooding back. I remembered the day when I went with my friends from the cathedral across into the Amazon to an island called Cotihuba, where there was little more than a river beach. One of my friends, Canon Marcos, opened up his bag and inside had a hammock that he strung between two trees on the edge of the beach. And I think through the course of the day, every last one of us took our time just relaxing in that wonderful, comfortable hammock. I remember a few days up in Gurupa. The heat in the rainforest was absolutely overwhelming for me as a Canadian, and I wasn't sleeping well at all. My friends, Jean Paulo and Vanilsa, came to the hotel where I was staying. They invited me to their home. When I got there, they explained to me that they knew that I wasn't sleeping well, and they had set up a spot in their home, a hammock, and every fan that their family owned, and I believe some that they had borrowed from friends, was set up blowing on that hammock. And they insisted that I lay down and get some sleep there in their home. And finally, the hammock itself that I was taking down in the backyard was one that I bought in Gurupa because in order to take the riverboat ride to get back to Belém, I was going to have to be on a boat that had no seating, no beds, and I was going to be on it for nearly 30 hours. The only way that a person could survive that trip would be to have a hammock that you could sling into the rafters of the riverboat. Lots of good memories. I find it fascinating how simple things can cause us to have so many memories. Jesus knew that too. And so in that meal that he gave to us as a church, Jesus tells his disciples as he takes the simple bread, and he says, "Take and eat this. This is my body. Do this in memory of me." And he takes a simple cup of wine and he says, "Drink this, all of you. This is my blood, shed for the forgiveness of sins. Whenever you do it in remembrance of me." Simple things can conjure up profound memories. In bread and wine, Jesus calls us to remember his self-sacrificing love. But I remember in liturgics class being taught that sacrament is not simply about remembering, calling into memory, but about remembering and calling into action. As we come together, as we receive that meal, we aren't just called to think of how wonderful Jesus' love for us is, but we're called to remember him, to remember who we are, and then to get out there into the world and be that self-sacrificial love for others. It's amazing how simple things can bring about such profound memories.